Time and Time Again is a very cleverly written Baby Looney Tunes episode. This is the first segment of the fifth episode of the first season, and I'll talk about what I mean by it being cleverly written with a spoiler warning because I have to reveal something that's a spoiler. But Granny says that it's time that the babies learned how to tell the time because they're awake at I think 3 o'clock in the morning. So she puts on a lesson first thing in the morning, but Daffy Duck decides that he's just going to play instead. He doesn't need to learn how to tell the time. He's not interested. So everybody else goes along and actually has a really good time of it. And I've just realised that the lesson must have lasted 2 hours because the clock said 9 a.m. when they started and they finished at 11. That's a long, long lesson for those babies to sit still for. But anyway, they had a fantastic time, and Granny said to celebrate learning to spend time, they're going to go out and have a good time, and in 1 hour at 12 o'clock she's going to take them on a picnic, and they have to meet her at the door. So Daffy finds out about this, and he says, I'll just listen out for the chiming of the clock in the hall, which chimes on the hour every hour, and something happens, and it doesn't chime, and he begins to panic, thinking they've left without him. And what happens after that, I will discuss with a spoiler warning. But the message here is so obvious. It's that it's important to learn how to tell the time, and that being able to tell the time is really essential. Now, it could actually teach somebody how to tell the time. Granny's lesson, although it lasted for 2 hours for the babies, it lasts about 2 minutes on screen, but actually she explains things quite clearly. I don't think it could be the only learning aid for somebody learning how to tell an analog time, but certainly it could provide a basic introduction, and if it encourages any child to learn how to tell the time, that's great. I feel like most children want to learn how to tell the time because most children get very excited when they can do it, and they will tell everybody, and they'll get a new watch, and it's a fantastic milestone. But I assume there will be children like Daffy who sees it as hard work and not necessary, and this is really a lesson for them, that if you don't try and learn how to tell the time, it's pretty bad. You need to be able to tell the time, otherwise you're going to miss important things, you're not going to know what time it is, obviously, Amy, that's the whole point. But I think it's such a great message, and ideal for the target audience. And obviously there are some people who genuinely struggle to tell the time, and that's because of, various conditions, but just being like Daffy and just having a bad attitude about it isn't really acceptable. So great message, very well written episode. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that now. So this is a big spoiler. I'm going to explain something that happened that I did not see coming. And what happens, so spoilers from now, Daffy realises he's home alone. They've left without him. And I was thinking, that wouldn't happen. They wouldn't just leave a baby in the house. What on earth has Granny done? And I was getting kind of annoyed, thinking, alright, so they're saying Daffy's home alone because he couldn't tell the time, but why would Granny abandon him? And then, of course, it's revealed that actually it's all just a bad dream, and he dreamt all of it. And when we realised it was a dream, I thought, oh, he's dreamt from the time when they said they'll meet him in an hour. But he dreamt the entire thing. And it was just, it was unexpected and very cleverly done because, at least in my opinion, it wasn't obvious. As I said, I was getting annoyed thinking Granny had left him. It only started to occur to me that it might not be reality when there was the phone call and the person asking about the candy and what time it is. And then I thought, okay, hang on, that's too much of a coincidence. There must be something going on here. So yeah, actually I thought it was very clever. The pacing of it was great, the timing of it was great, ironically, with a great message and some pretty decent education as well. Time and Time Again is a really great episode of Baby Looney Tunes.